Okay, so today we've got this HP Pavilion in because the customer said it's running a bit slow. My first guess is an old full hard drive. And yeah, it is a little bit slow compared to today's standards. So the first thing to do is to open up Task Manager to see what's taking up all this CPU. Cool. Windows and the antivirus, nothing new then. And while it actually has an SSD in, which is quite surprising. So let's check a few things. Is the power plant on high? No, it's unrecommended, and I cannot change it to high because it's managed by HP software. So the next thing to try is the power mode on high. No. So let's crank that up. Yes, it doesn't make that much of a difference, and yes, it does use more battery, but it does help slightly, especially on older systems like this one. And after speaking with the customer has noted that this is purely a work computer, so let's create some spreadsheets, Word documents, and do some web browse to see how slow this really gets. Okay, not too slow. Let's try playing some YouTube videos, 4K and 1080p. Alright, so it definitely doesn't like 4K. What about 1080p? Manageable, but not the greatest. Okay, so as this is mainly a work computer, the customer rarely needs YouTube or Netflix, so it's not too bad that the system takes up 100% CPU when on YouTube. On Word and Excel and general web browsing, the system seems fine. It's not terribly slow, but it's not particularly fast. But the system's running out of storage and it only has 8GB of RAM. And a full SSD can lead to a slow system, and 8GB of RAM is barely enough to run Windows 10 in 2024. So we've got the green light to order some upgraded components, and I'm going to take this apart to see what we're dealing with, what SSD it has, and if the vents are clogged with dust. Another reason why I thought the system was running slow was clogged vents can lead to higher temperatures and an overall slow system, so be sure to keep your laptop's vent clean and clear. This one seems pretty new, which I'm quite surprised about considering how full the SSD is. Now, getting the back cover off was a bit tricky. First I thought there might have been some screws under the front feet. When I realised there wasn't, I removed the back feet and they came off way too easy, which was quite uneasy. Now all the screws are out, prying this thing apart isn't going as planned, so I'm just going to have to cuddle this on my lap to give me, not you, a better view of where the tabs are. Now it doesn't help that there's some cosmetic damage eating into the back cover. It's almost wedging the frame on, but after a bit of careful prying and hearing the magic clips come loose, it finally came off. And great news, the SSD and RAM can be replaced, as I had a sneaky suspicion they would have both been soldered in. And like the rest of this laptop, the SSD screw is really tight. And I mean tight. Literally every screwdriver I had couldn't budge that screw. So I opened up the lid and wedged the screwdriver in the screw, and it didn't really stand a chance. Now I've got the connector of the SSD, it's time to order a 1TB one and some higher capacity RAM. So I'll put this to one side, stick a little sticky label on it, and I'll come back to this once everything's arrived. Now everything's arrived, the first thing to do is to put the memory in. Why wouldn't you put the memory in first? And now it's time to put the SSD in and mirror the data across the new drive. Once I mirrored the drive, it was time to put the new drive in the old laptop, send it back to the customer. And of course, the customer is incredibly happy with the final result because they've got more storage and they have more RAM, meaning their system can be used for a few more years, without of course having to buy a completely new laptop. Another laptop saved from the dumpster, and if you're having any computer or technical issues or any Wi-Fi or security issues, contact Next Phase Fixers. Our team of experts will sort all your technical problems because we live, dream, breathe and sweat computers because we're nerds, and yes, Here's our email. Send us an email. View our website. Here's the website. I might see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.